Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are returning. Okay, so today let's have a look at messages to you from your person. So what do they want to say to you? And I thought what we'd do is we'd have a look first of all at what their 3D self would say. So if they were being completely open, completely honest with you, no filters, no fear, no ego, what would they say, as themselves in the 3D? And then we'll have a look at what their higher self, their 5D self wants to say to you. Okay, so Spirit, can you please clear the energy and bring in the highest and best messages for my viewers at this time and pass on messages to them from their person? So what does this person, what does their 3D self want to say? So what are their messages that they're consciously holding on to, thinking of, wanting to pass on to my viewers? What do they want to say, please? Okay, so what does this person want to say to my viewer? I'm hearing toffee, like the toffee that you eat, but a particular kind. It's almost kind of bitter, which I know sounds strange when we're talking about something as sweet as toffee. I don't know if it's like, it's like a really dark coloured toffee. You know how you can buy bags sometimes and it has different kinds of toffee. I don't know if it's like a toffee and chocolate mix or something like that. Okay, so this person is wanting to say to you, there's something that they feel is quite unconventional in a way about your connection, something that's quite different to what they're used to, the sort of people they're used to being around. Maybe it's different to the idea they had for themselves of what a relationship, a connection would look like in their lives. And they're not saying this is bad, not at all. We have the Fool. This is something very exciting for them, but it's definitely involving a turn away from either a convention that they have been adhering to, a connection. Maybe for some it's actually quite literally a marriage. They could have to leave a job behind, a religion, something like that. And they're saying this connection is asking them to really make a significant change in their 3D. And I am feeling some of you saying they're not the only one. This is pushing your boundaries or requiring something of you as well. Now they're saying to you, I feel excited about this. This is something I really want to do. I am happy to break away from this situation here, but I'm actually incredibly afraid. So your person's probably not showing you the amount of fear they have. And, at least right now when you're watching this reading, it's like they're saying, I don't completely believe that I will jump off the cliff and that I will land safely. I mean, how unrealistic does it sound? Just launch yourself off of the cliff and you'll be fine. No one believes that. So your person, that's how they feel, because why? There's something here that requires diligent work, time and effort, and for one reason or another they haven't been putting in this work and effort. Maybe they've chosen not to, or they physically can't at this time. And it's not until they put in this work, this effort, it's not until they really apply themselves and focus on this connection that they're going to feel confident to take this leap of faith. It's almost like, saying, they have to look down, they have to know where they're jumping. Maybe they need to look down and say, you know what, it's too far, let me construct some sort of ladder, something like that, and take a slower descent. But your person has got to face this fear. If you look at how these cards are placed, see this fear, this sort of almost maybe disbelief, hopelessness in front of them, and the Fool's got his head upturned, his nose is up in the air. He's saying, no, I won't look, I won't look. It's all very well to ignore this fear and to indulge in these fantasies about you and the connection you could have, but until your person really sits down and sort of grounds themselves and says, let me look at what I'm unsure of here to get some more clarity, they're not going to feel good about taking this leap of faith. See, we have the Moon on the back. They're saying, your person is saying, there seems to be so many unknowns, and you, the viewer, are probably saying, well, it wouldn't be so unknown if you would just, look. Okay, so far we have Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, and Taurus. What else does this person want to say, please, to my viewer? Yeah, to move forward with you, they're saying, I would have to really leave something behind. Maybe they're going to have to actively put themselves out in the cold. Maybe for some of you, your person anticipates that if they say to their friends, to their family, I'm now in a relationship with you, the viewer, they might be disowned or pushed away for one reason or another, or they might have to leave behind, a karmic. They might have to, as I said, leave behind a job or, a stable home environment. Now, whatever this is, again, if they're being honest with you, and they are in this reading, their honest truth is they don't actually mind leaving this behind, because they're understanding that this pre-existing foundation, this commitment they're in, whatever this is for them, it isn't making them happy. Moving forward with you is making them unhappy, but it's more about the fear of the unknown that's preventing them from moving forward at a quicker speed here. Now, if you're already in a relationship with your person, I do feel there's some way they're holding back or dragging their feet, or you might sense that they're not quite giving you all of them. And it's because they've got to leave something behind, maybe beliefs about how they need to behave in a relationship, or how they should feel about certain things, or how a relationship should look or unfold. Okay, more messages, please, to my viewer. What else does this person want to say, please, Spirit, to my viewer? What have we got? Yeah, look, see? This situation that's already very established, and maybe I'm hearing spans generations for some of you, so it could be let's say it's a religion or a belief, it's not something brand new, it's been in their family for a long time. It's not what they want. I knew, it's not making them happy. I felt this. What they want is behind them. Now, normally in this card, this figure is saying, I'm so focused on the process of mourning here, on what's been lost. I'm so busy wrapping up the ending of a phase, cycle, or situation that I don't see I have 2 cups behind me. This isn't the case. In this instance, your person is saying, I'm fully aware that there's this deep soul connection behind me, but I'm afraid to turn around and pick these cups up because of what that means next. Okay, so they're having lots of conflicting thoughts, so I'll clarify to see exactly what these thoughts are in a minute. What is it they're going back and forth between. But what I will say is, for some of you, the reason they've got their head up and they're in the clouds and they're not doing the work that needs to be done is that they know that as soon as they start giving you and your connection proper time, focus, attention, resources, people are going to have things to say. Whether it's one person or several, they're going to have to deal with real conflict here, and in some cases another person or several people being quite nasty. Yeah, so they have a big decision to make. They're still, they're kind of undecided whether to break away from this existing tie and how they might do it. They also feel something else they wouldn't willingly share with you because it might be embarrassing for them. They don't think they have as much as you, whether it's enough time to give, enough money, maybe they feel they're not as established as you. Perhaps, for example, they look at you and they see you've got a career, a home, a car, I don't know, whatever it is, but something material with the Pentacles here. And they're saying, well, I have a car, I have a job, but it's not the job I want, and I'm renting a flat. Whatever it is, they're seeing you as somehow being more established, and they feel that by coming into your life, they're not going to enhance it in any way in a tangible sense. They're not going to be able to say, hey, now that we're together, we can buy an amazing new home, because that's not the place they're in. And you might be thinking, but that's not what I'm looking for from them. I can take care of myself. But your person is saying, as a point of pride, but also self-respect, they want to know that they can bring to the table as much as you are. For others of you, this can also be your person saying, they're afraid that if they jump forward with you, it's going to affect their relationship with a child or children. So let's say there is a karmic, or, you know, a spouse here, a partner. And if they say to their partner, hey, guess what? You know, I've met someone, bye, their partner's going to say, well, you're not going to see the children then, or something like that. Because at the center, you know, underneath this energy that I feel really, this is the energy they're really in, saying, I want to do this, I want to do this. Underneath that, we have fear about lack, being pushed out into the cold, or knowing that they're going to be putting themselves out. So let's have a look at this Five of Swords. So what's going on in their mind, please, Spirit? What's going on in this person's mind? What's this conflicting energy? Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups. Do I walk away from everything that's unfulfilling and turn around and pick up these Two of Cups? That's certainly something they want to do. Or what's the alternative here? What else are they wrestling with? Okay, so yeah, exactly. Do they walk towards the Two of Cups, towards passion, joy? So what's the fear? What's holding them back? Okay, becoming single, becoming independent. I mean, to me, this looks good. There doesn't seem to be a downside. But getting stuck, worried about getting stuck. Let's see, what does this mean? Because the Nine of Pentacles is being independent, literally having more than enough, being, you know, strong, stable, standing on their own 2 feet. But it doesn't make sense with the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So what's going on here? Okay, I think they're worried. They know even if they, say, lose money or something like that, they know they can rebuild. But they're worried about this past situation, that it will drag on. Yeah, they're really saying, how do I either divorce? How do I completely separate from a faith, from a community? You know, if I tell my parents I'm going in this direction, or I tell my friends I'm going in this direction, and we fall out, that's going to be temporary. How do I resolve this situation from there? You know, are we all going to make up? Will they disown me forever? So again, it's about fear. They're projecting themselves into an unknown future, overestimating the potential for disaster, underestimating their capability, their ability to deal with it. And a lot of this is imagined. It's not to say that the people around them would freak out if they said that, you know, you were both together. It's fear-based. Again, the moon, because of the unknowns, you know, it's like, well, you need to turn on the light so you can see what's really going on. Don't stand there and guess, you know, what you're seeing in the shadows. Okay, so let's get some messages for you. So channeled messages first. Okay, messages from this person to my viewer, please. Wow, we have marry me. So some of them are incredibly serious about you, about this connection. It's not fleeting. It's not just lust. You know, it's very serious to them. I'm seeing we also have Libra here as well now. Okay, more messages, please, to my person. We have you're in the spotlight. So there's a way in which they feel that you get quite a bit of attention, or a lot of admiration from people. They might feel that you're more attractive than them, perhaps. Remember this energy of lack, just not having enough. I wasn't going to take this, but as it's facing upright, I will. I hate your partner. That's quite, you know, definitely some strong feelings there. So if you have, this won't be all of you, but if you are in a relationship, if you are married, your person, well, you know, isn't pleased about it, and they might be feeling some resentment here, feeling that really it should be them that you're with. You know, marry them, don't be with this other person. Okay, we have I've been so patient, and I think this came out last week, and when it came out last week, I felt this instant you know, reaction from you, saying, you mean you, what, you've been patient? I have been patient. So they're saying, yes, it's taken a long time. I've been patient. I think we also had this message last Wednesday as well, that you're crazy together. This connection is like no other. You might both put up with things from one another that you wouldn't ordinarily with other people. You might do things, say things that you wouldn't with anybody else. If you reach out, I'll respond. Okay. So maybe some of you are specifically wondering, should you reach out? And this person's saying that if you do, they will respond. I have to just pass on a message I got. So this is really specific just for one person who had reading with me this week. You asked whether you should reach out to your person this Saturday, and it sort of came back. Well, I gave you both situations, if you did and didn't. If you're seeing this and that you're now confused, Spirit's asking me to let you know it still stands, what came out in your reading. So that's just for you. Okay, for everybody else though, if you've been feeling like, should I send a message, and you've really been feeling guided to, your person seems to be saying they will respond. We have head versus heart. You see, exactly. Their head is saying you cannot just jump off of the side of a cliff. It will not end well. How the hell could it end well? And their heart is saying, well, maybe it doesn't make sense, but I really believe it's going to end well. Okay, any other messages from this deck? I just saw choose me. So if you have, like I said, a partner, they're saying don't be with that person, be with me. If you have options, whether they are real options or your person just thinks, you step out the door and men, women throw themselves at you, they're saying don't choose any of those people, choose me. Okay, so I think that's it from that deck. We do have unresolved mother issues poking out on the top. That might be relevant for some of you. Okay, let's get messages from this deck. Okay, so what else does this person want to say to my viewer, please? Their 3D self. What else does their very conscious, aware 3D self want to say to my viewer? You still hold a piece of my heart. Wow. So this feels like it's a message for those of you who maybe haven't been in communication for a while, or, maybe there was an argument, something like that, and you're wondering, does this person even still remember me? Do they care? Do they think of me? So they're saying, yeah, for sure. I'm sorry I held myself back with you. So there is a lot they didn't share, most of it around feelings, to be honest, of inadequacy, fear, and also really positive feelings, like being blown away by this connection, saying I didn't think this really existed, and I definitely didn't think I would find a connection like this, but maybe they thought that would make them too vulnerable to tell you that sort of thing. I don't think I can take your reaction right now. Wow. So if for some of you, your person has done something not very nice, maybe inauthentic, deceptive, something they certainly regret now anyhow. They're saying, I'm not ready to see, how much I've hurt you, or to see your anger, or your pain, which in some cases I suppose could be a bit selfish of them. I miss you regardless of how things seem. Yeah, that's what I was feeling. If you've not been speaking for some time, they're saying, I do think of you. I do miss you. I do still have these feelings for you. I'm just doing what I have to do right now. So some of them are saying, I do have other responsibilities I have to take care of. I don't necessarily want to. I have to do it though. Wow, and you are an angel. Do you see how they've really elevated you, and they're saying they're not nearly good enough to be with you? Now, it doesn't mean that that's true, but that's how they've been feeling. Okay, great. So those are messages from their 3D selves. Let's move on to messages from their 5D, their higher 5D selves, higher selves. Okay, so Spirit, can you show us, what does this person's 5D self want to say to my viewers? So messages from their higher self, please. Well, let's see. This doesn't want to go back in. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So this looks to me like a mother. We did have this unresolved mother issues card, maybe their mother. It could be someone they have a child with. So yeah, something about something they've created, that their 3D self has created, that's not working. Let's keep going. So what does their 5D self want to say to my viewer, please? Yeah, see, absolutely. This person's 5D self, this sort of, you know, speaking from their highest truth, without ego, is saying to you, the reality is that whatever your person, this foundation they've created in the 3D, however good it looks, however much your person is maybe trying to pretend that everything's fine to other people, it's just not, you know. The truth is it's cold, it's empty, and look at this rose, it's dying. So I feel that this situation has a very short sort of like lifespan here. However long it's lasted, I'm not seeing it lasting really that much longer. The rose, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't have long left. The petals are already starting to fall, and you see here, so their 3D self is saying, I'm just doing what I have to do right now. I have to keep giving to this situation. Their 5D self is saying, no, you do not. You know, you don't have to keep giving. It's your ego telling you this is what you have to do. So there's some sort of image your person is trying to uphold, and it's almost like their 5D self is exposing them and saying, it's not nearly as secure, happy, abundant, fulfilling as it seems, and it's actually very rocky, and I don't think it's going to last too long. If this is mother issues with their own mother, their 5D self is saying a reason they might have a, you know, distorted feminine energy within themselves, or difficulty relating to feminine energy, is because they didn't maybe get this sort of nurturing from their mother or a mother figure. The Queen of Pentacles reversed is someone who is either being selfish and focusing only on themselves, or they're focusing inwards, taking care of themselves out of necessity. You know, let's say someone needs to go through healing or something like that, and there wasn't much spare, there wasn't much left, this nurture, this care for your person. So, you know, on this sort of unconscious level, a wound that probably needs healing is an association, that a connection with feminine energy or a divine feminine equals lack, equals being unfulfilled, equals trying and not getting enough in return. But that won't be for all of you, some of you though. Okay. Yeah, so their 5D self is saying anything they have done that's really knocked your confidence, that's really made you feel devalued and made you question yourself, especially if you are in the spotlight in some sense and other people seem to like being around you, or you do have admirers, you know, and you're saying, but this person treats me like I'm nothing. Or they've done things that imply they don't think much of me. Spirit is saying this is coming from a wound within them. What's really good here is they will turn this around. We have the 5 of Cups reversed. So remember when we were looking at their 3D selves, we had the 5 of Cups in the upright. Their 5D self is saying what your person doesn't realize consciously yet is that they are going to turn this around. They are going to be victorious. They are going to pull through and feel much stronger than they ever have. For me as well, the Chariot is a card that combines the 5D and 3D. You know, in the Rider-Waite deck, in the Chariot, he's holding a wand, very similar to the Magician's wand. So it's like he's saying, I have my dream, I have my goal, and I'm really grounding this. I'm bringing this into fruition. I know exactly where I'm going. I know the steps to take. I'm going to make it happen. So their 5D self is saying your person's going to figure this out. They don't even know this yet, but they will. We have Cancer energy here. I also want to say Pisces. We've got 2 moons, so it's making me think of Pisces energy. Okay, the Queen of Swords. We have Justice, Libra. So there's going to be some sort of karmic balance. Anything in the past that has knocked your confidence, like I said, made you feel, you know, that what you were giving wasn't enough, even though you felt you were giving quite a lot. There's going to be some balancing out. Sometimes you get to see this happening, other times you might not know. It might be behind closed doors. You know, for example, how your person is trying to show everything is fine, everything is great. Karma might be playing out behind the scenes and you're not getting to see it, but Spirit is saying it will, you know, we are going to balance things out here. I'm seeing again, there is some wound with this feminine energy that your person is going to need to heal. If they don't know this yet, if they're not aware of this wounding consciously in the 3D, they will become aware of it. Okay, anything else please from their 5D selves? Okay, success, victory. Yeah, so your person will overcome. This Ace of Wands in reverse at the end is a little bit confusing, so let's have a look and see. I'm hearing flowers. They want to bring you flowers. I'm actually getting a specific song. I'll make a note and I'll pin it to the comments. Okay. Right. Let's see, what's this Ace of Wands in reverse? So their 5D self is saying that when your person begins to feel very in control of themselves and they understand exactly where they're heading with their life, with this connection, wow, they're going to be merrily moving forward thinking, and you guys will understand this completely, you know, finally I've got things figured out. And then they hit this massive roadblock and Spirit says, oh, you thought you'd finished, you know, healing? You thought you'd finished dealing with the past? No. Now you've got to go through another transformation and step completely into your authenticity. Yes, you thought you were doing that, but surprise, there's more to do. You're still holding on to something that's limiting you, a situation, a belief, a mindset. And this is the process, isn't it, of expansion that we're always going through. And this might be new to your person. They might have thought you move forward in a linear way, you know, but it's not. It's sort of all over the place. Wow. So I don't know, to be honest, that your person in a 3D way, unless they're quite spiritual and connected to their higher selves, I don't know that they know this is coming, but I see a breakthrough, gaining confidence, momentum, thinking, perfect, nothing can stop me. And then they get this sort of almost epiphany, this tower moment where Spirit's saying, you're doing great. And now we see you're strong enough to do even more work on yourselves. Gosh, okay. So let's have a look at these cards. There's a link in, I'll also pin it to the comments. Everything will just be pinned to the comments. A link for this deck and with a discount code as well, if you like it. Okay, so can we get a message, please? A message from this person's 5D self. What are they working on? What's the energy around them? What might be coming in? What can you share with my viewer, please? Wow, see? Kundalini awakening. Your spiritual gifts are awakening. New passions and awareness are at your fingertips. You are now becoming a master of your own reality. Bam! See? Chariot, feeling in control. The Ace of Wands, passion. Spirit is urging you to push into your evolution. Exactly, that's what I was saying. The process of evolving, you know, it's not straightforward. And that's what this person's going to realize. And it might seem cruel because they're saying, I had it all together. Why is this happening? And Spirit's saying, because you're evolving. You know, you did step 1. Great. Now step 2. Then step 3. Keep going. Okay. So let's have a couple of Moonology cards as well. And then we'll wrap things up. Okay, so what can you show us, please? So messages or energy surrounding this person's 5D self. We have, don't let your past hold you back. Yeah, see, exactly. Evolving, changing, moving forward. Are we taking, no, that's too many. Okay, we'll take this one. Take time to breathe out. So your person is, you know, yeah, it's going to be, it's like on, off, on, off. On, them saying, I think I figured it out. I'm moving forward. Off, my goodness, what is this obstacle? Oh, I've pushed through. I've figured it out. Great. Moving forward. Oh, there's another blockage. You know, I mean, that's just sort of, that's how it goes, isn't it? So that's what they're going to be going through. Some really big changes here. So, I mean, what's the good of knowing this? Well, you might be feeling this yourself, because especially if you're in a twin flame connection or an incredibly high vibrational soul connection, you might be feeling this energy from them. So it helps to know how to place this and maybe what's theirs, what's yours. Also, this 5D energy affects, you know, filters through, affects how they behave in the 3D. So if your person seems to be empowered, strong, making moves towards you, and you think great, and then they back off, now you know why, you know, why that is. It might be that suddenly they've been triggered, suddenly they've realized that something isn't in alignment for them, and now they're having to address, well, how do I let this go? I've been holding on to it so tightly. I hadn't even thought about it before. Okay, so I'm going to do the one question, one card reading, so I'll pause and clear this away. If you're leaving us here, thank you so much for watching. I hope, you know, this was helpful. I hope it had some messages for you. Just checking if there's anything else I wanted to say. I think that's everything. Yeah, okay. And if you're sticking around, then we'll do the one question, one card. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, the one question, one card reading, it's where you leave a question in the comments that you'd like answered, and then I enter you into a draw, and if you're chosen, if your name comes out, then I pull a card and we answer your question. Okay. Okay, so this question is by Deviled78, and how funny, we have the devil card. And your question is your divine masculine likely to reach out to you by the end of the year? So let's see. So Spirit, is this person, is Deviled78's divine masculine likely to reach out by the end of the year? Okay, so is he likely to reach out by the end of the year? What can you show us, please? Is he likely to reach out by the end of the year? Okay, so some sort of facade, possibly sneakiness. If he's been running, all of that looks like it will stop. Or, you know, the Five of Swords in the upright, this is someone who has pulled away or has snuck off for one reason or another, whether it's for deceptive reasons or, you know, a feeling of desperation, self-preservation, you know, whatever. In the reverse, this person has stopped. They've sort of realized there's no need to keep running, and whatever this person is looking at behind them, in this case it would be you, it's like they're now considering and saying, did I do the right thing? Should I go back? So I'm not seeing 100%, especially with the Two of Swords on the back, that he is going to reach out before the end of the year. But what I can say is he's having a change in perspective. He's now thinking, maybe I was hasty. Maybe I should stop, turn around and go back. So before the end of the year, probably not. But what's good, I can see the Tower, is that your person is having an epiphany, an awakening, rethinking some things. So this is actually quite good, because, you know, I mean, he could just reach out and have had, you know, no growth, no new awakenings, no awareness. But I actually see he's really starting to realize, starting to think something here. So yeah, before the end of the year, so the next couple of months, he may not necessarily come back just yet and reach out, but he's certainly not pulling any further away. Okay, excellent. Thank you, everyone. Take care, and I will see you on Friday. Bye.